Hello, everyone. Good evening. Okay, so we're just waiting for the others to come in. We're supposed to start at like around 6:05, but okay, we'll just start right away. So our guest is here already. Just last audio check. Lynn, everything's fine. My video and audio. Okay, great. So tonight, this is another episode of our AdSchool series wherein we invite expert guests to talk about certain things that could improve us with our advertising and selling and marketing in general skills. And specifically tonight, we have invited someone who will teach us how to craft compelling messages that connect with your target audience and drive sales with the latest techniques in brain science selling. Our guest for tonight is Valerie Fischer. She is a certified neuro-linguistic programming practitioner. She graduated with a degree in broadcast communication in UP Diliman and has over 20 years of experience in advertising and marketing, and co-founded an e-commerce site for locally made products. She was a chief marketing officer in a real estate company in 2019, but along with millions of Filipinos in 2020, she was let go during the pandemic. And as her story goes, this unfortunate incident actually led her to her purpose. She now helps new online business owners and entrepreneurs grow their revenue with brain science selling. That's a really wonderful term, I would say. The book, Becoming the Big Me, featuring her story, is also now an Amazon International bestseller, and she has won various international awards on marketing, business, and an inclusion in the 2023 Women to Watch Out for in 2023 by Sovereign Magazine. I'm so pleased to introduce this to you. Our fellow associate, she is also part of our community, one of our group experts, and right now we'll be discussing about persuasive copywriting with brain science selling techniques. Let's welcome Valerie Fischer.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Imagine a sound effect on the chat.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. O, diba? Nakita ko si John kaninang umaga. Chinek out niya ang LinkedIn profile ko. Kaya sabi ko, aha, gagawa siya ng introduction. Talagang so it's very good to research about the people you are going to talk to para, alam mo yun, you build rapport. And rapport is one of the things that we are also promoting and heavy on with NLP. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen now. We're gonna talk about persuasive copywriting with brain science selling techniques. Ano ba tong brain science selling na to? Ano bang inimbento? Actually, to be honest, this is a real invention. It's a trademark. So I trademarked it in 2021 when I realized that no one has actually been using neuro-linguistic programming with digital marketing. Kasi, when you're starting a business, diba, you do research, like what John did. He did some research on me, and it really is something that you all should do before starting a business. So ako nag-research ako, I joined many Facebook groups all over the world. Kasi here sa Philippines, I wasn't aware of any like coaching, parang Facebook groups for coaches. So I joined the ones internationally. And dun ko sabi ko, what do you think about of this concept, etc. And they were like all surprised na, oo nga, wala pang gumagawa niyan. So, ginawa ko, trademark ko siya. And it is practically a combination of neuro-linguistic programming, we're gonna talk about that, and digital marketing. Okay? So, yun yung brain science selling. Binuo ko lang siya sa concept para alam kong akin siya. So whoever decides to do it, eventually they can come up with a different name, they can come up with a different tactic or a strategy, but this one is really mine. Okay? So I use NLP plus digital marketing, aka brain science selling, with different types of strategies. For today, nandun tayo sa copywriting. But bear in mind that what we're going to talk about today can also apply in webinars, can also apply in videos, because I know that we're live on TikTok right now. It can also apply to face-to-face selling, because I have experience. My experience kasi is not limited to digital marketing. I'm older than most of you guys. In fact, some of you can even be my kids. Okay? So, ano na siya, maraming pwedeng pag-applyan, like in PR, in radio, in whatever, many things. Okay, so that's brain science selling. And like what John said, I'm a brain-based digital marketing specialist / strategist, whatever you want to call it. Award-winning marketer. So even before I became a trainer, my previous events, my previous activities have already won awards. So outside of the business that I have now, Becoming the Big Me is an international best-selling book in Amazon. An international speaker, I'm a podcast host, former head of sales and marketing, and an assistant vice president. Why am I sharing this? This actually also has a tip behind it, okay? Kumbaga, parang it's very meta. Whatever I'm sharing with you are also techniques that I follow myself. All right. So when you do webinars and when you do copywriting, whether you're doing copywriting for yourself or you're doing copywriting for your clients, it is very important that you edify them. Okay. You edify them because edifying them creates trust. So what I'm doing now, I'm actually telling you and introducing myself to you, but in a way that will build 3 things for me. Okay, hopefully 3 things for me. Number 1 is competence or the ability. Okay, that builds trust. So when you write for your clients, whether again it's in webinars or when you introduce them to the market, their ability has to be there. Competence. Kung magaling ba yung papakinggan nyo. So yun din ang ginagawa ko ngayon. I'm applying that same concept. Number 2 is benevolence. Okay, benevolence, I will share with you in the next slide, the benevolence part. Okay, ibig sabihin, mabuti bang tao ito? Mabuti bang brand ito? Is this brand be giving something good for the universe, something good for the world? That's the second one, benevolence. The third one is integrity. So just this one slide, that's what I'm trying to share with you. Okay, isang slide pa lang yan. Pero sa introduction pa lang may learning na. So, ability, integrity, and benevolence. So, when you write, copywriting, kasi marami naman eh. Pag i-introduce ka ng produkto, pag ini-introduce mo kung sino yung maker, when you're working with a personal brand, sino ba yan? Bakit papakinggan yan? Bakit pagkakatiwalaan yan? Babuti ba yung tao? So, that portion pa lang, that's already a tip or, a technique that you can use. And then I always start, my favorite word in the world is gratitude. And I always start my trainings and, my webinars, my talks with this. So I'd like to thank John for inviting me here today. And I'd like to thank each and every one of you for taking the time out. Kasi alanganin, parang alas 6, iniisip ko, ano ba to? Kakagaling ba lang ba to ng trabaho? Kakatapos lang ba to ng school nila? Saan sila galing? Na parang, it's in between dinner time and work time. So, maraming salamat for being here and spending time with John and myself to teach you what I'm going to teach you today. So, gratitude is it's the most powerful emotion, and it's also one of the most powerful words. Important because words are powerful. And that's why we're here, diba? Interesado kayo sa pagsusulat, sa copywriting. There's a reason why we cling onto stories even from centuries ago. Sino ba sa inyo ang Katoliko or Christian, yung mga nagbabasa ng Bible? Di ba parang ang tagal ng Bible, pero bakit binabasa pa din? Bakit it is as powerful as it was then? O kaya yung mga Tolkien books, diba? Or even, I'll share with you something. If you're familiar with the word Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari, it's a book, it's called Sapiens. Ang sabi niya doon, that society, bagay na bagay, society was actually created based on, kumbaga, religion, society. It was created based on what? Gossip. That's what he said. Kasi, like religion, pag sinabi mo, when we talk about, I don't know what your religion or spirituality is, but even then, when you talk about gods and goddesses, meron man nakakita sa kanila? Di ba chismis lang yon? Di ba? Pag pinag-usapan natin yung mga iba't ibang mga religious beings, spiritual beings, has anyone actually ever seen them? Or even when you say, why does a king have power? Kasi sinabi, pagka hindi mo siya sinunod, papatayin ka niya. But it's actually just chismis. Create lang yun because of gossip. And what is the basis of gossip? It's based on words. Ganun ka-powerful ang words. Kaya lahat tayo na interesado sa copywriting, we have so much power in our hands. Isa yan sa mga skills na kahit anong trabaho mo, basta marunong kang magsulat, you can survive and thrive anywhere. Emails, diba? Social media, even as a DJ, for example, as a host, kung ikaw ay kinuhang host, mag-a-adlib ka, artista, mag-a-adlib ka, kahit ano, kasi ang words are very powerful. Okay? And it is one of the things that we teach and learn about in NLP. So I'll break it down for you. Neuro-linguistic programming. It's a mouthful. Okay pa ba tayo? Guys, sa mga ano pa tayo? Okay. So neuro-linguistic programming. Neuro means the brain. Okay? And LP, neuro means the brain, linguistic means language. Programming implies using your knowledge to get a certain outcome with repetitive action. So think of it like a user manual for the brain. For example, I'll give you an example. Can you all put in the chat what you think about when I say the word beach? Hintay tayo ng mga 10 seconds. Yan. What do we think? And even those who are joining us on TikTok, joining us on YouTube, what do you think about when I say the word beach? Can you put them all in the chat? At titingnan natin para I'm going to prove a point to you. Okay, ayan. Sunod-sunod na ang dating. Sunset, water, summer. Okay, sand for Boracay. Meron pa ba? C. What do you think about relax? Oh, may relax sa TikTok. Vacation, calm. Ayan. Okay, even with this one, why is it that with the same word, you have different descriptions? You have different thoughts about the word beach. O, ito pa, happiness. Right? Because ang neuro kasi, the neuro part of the brain is our thoughts. Our thoughts, what we think about. And our thoughts are composed of 5 things. The 5 senses. Visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, and gustatory. Meaning, itong mga words na to, itong 5 senses na to, diyan ngayon nagdedepende yung linguistic part or the labels part. The way that we label our thoughts are based on our programming or patterns and habits. Okay? For example, sabi ni Dante, when you say the word beach, para sa kanya, vacation. So most probably, si Dan takes their family vacations in the beach. Yun yung nakaprograma sa kanya. Sabi ni Larissa, shore. Okay, so ang shore is the beach side. So most probably, the way yung kanyang kabataan, okay, ito yung kanyang kabataan, si Larissa, yung beach sa kanya mahabang shore, malaking shore, okay, mahabang shore front. Diba? Yung parang Boracay, na pwede mong lakarin. Kasi yung beach, pwede namang maliit lang. Pero ang nakatatak sa isip niya, the label that she put in the word beach is shore. Meron dito happiness. Hindi sa lahat ng tao, happiness ang beach. Kasi yung iba para sa kanila, maingay. Alam mo, when I do these types of trainings, ang beach sa kanila, when you say the word beach, the smell of barbecue. So, gustatory. Yung iba sa kanila, maalat yung panlasa. So, it's gustatory again. O kaya, amoy dagat or the sound of meron dito sand. Yun. So, sand is, and happiness, those are kinesthetic feelings, movements. Meron din the sound of the waves. That's auditory. So, marami dito, wala halos actually auditory na sumagot kasi walang nagsabi ng the sound of the waves or yung parang ng leaves, ganyan. So, and then, of course, visual. Kasi 60% of us are visual. So, madami sa inyo. Actually, in fact, sa inyo, mas madaming kinesthetic. So, maraming feelings mga tao dito. Okay? So, again, your labels, the linguistic, the labels that you have on your thoughts depend on your programming. Kung depende pala siya sa programming, meaning, pwede mong i-reprogram. Meaning, pwede mong i-rewrite. Meaning, pwede mong i-rewire. Kasi programa lang siya eh. Right? So kung kunwari pag sinabi ko sa'yo na yung beach para sa atin is sandy. What if I tell you na in Scotland, ang beach is brown and rocky? Which is true. So when you go there, I will give you a different, the word beach now becomes different. So ganun din when we write, okay? When we do our marketing. May mga ways, may mga strategies and techniques where you can actually rewire or parang rewrite and reprogram the things that our buyers know. Okay? So that is NLP. It's very powerful. Okay. So ito na yung mga natin. Ito na yung mga techniques. So first technique is what we call framing. So yung nagsusulat, yay, thank you! Nagsusulat. Framing, maraming applications. Alright? So last year, I was invited to the podcast The Psychology of Copywriting by Jeff Coleman. And sabi niya, oh my God, I knew you were gonna bring value, but I didn't know you were gonna bring with you so much, so many value bombs. I'm like, salamat, thank you. Alam mo yun? So ito parang sa kanya to. He knew about it, but he didn't know how to apply in specifically for copywriting. So an example is when you write, as in actual writing, yung pagsusulat sa social media, pagsusulat sa email. So word example, or even for numbers, Right? So, kunwari, may mga e-commerce dito, may mga real estate, may mga insurance, may mga car salesman, may kung ano-anong binibenta. Magbibigay ka ng discount. So, this is framing in terms of actual numbers and letters. Magbibigay ka ng discount when you say 10%. I see a lot of people do this. 5% discount, 10% discount. When you reframe it into, magkano ba yung discount na yan? The bigger the number, the more numbers there is in a specific paragraph, the better. Because our brains think like ang dami. So instead of saying 10%, kunwari, 1,500 pala yan. Eh bakit hindi nilang 1,500? Or in real estate and in car sales, mga car salesman o insurance, napakalaki ng 5% discount. Alam mo bang pwedeng umabot yun ng 200,000? Sa real estate, pag sinabi mong 5% or 10%, minsan nabibigay sila ng 10% for the mga reopen units, that can go as far as high as 450,000. Bakit hindi 450,000 kung 10% din? 10% yon, right? Ang daming zero nun. So that in itself, the way that you write it down, immediately our brains will think, ang dami, ang laki. This is a 10%. Liit. Right? Another word. So in the same breath, when you say the word 450,000, yes, madami, 450,000, but still in thousand. When you frame it, you can say 500,000. It's true, it's close to 500,000. Pero pag ginamit mo ng salitang milyon, parang iba na siya. Parang mas malaki. Parang nag-jump up siya sa value. Right? So it's just a little tweak in the words. And it's really in the way that you frame the words or frame that situation, frame the discount. Okay? So that's one. The second one in under framing pa din is what we call the positive bias and the loss aversion. There are many schools of thoughts on this one. Depende sa, I guess, dito na papasok yung depende sa values ninyo, depende on what you believe in. Kasi yung positive bias, I'll give you an example. In some of my bios, may mga testimonials kasi ako na ang pinakamalaking sales increase that a client ever received was 40%. So when I say positive bias, I will tell you, my client A received 40% discount or a 40% increase in sales when he bought my NLP and copywriting course. So that's positive. But when I make it loss aversion, anong mawawala sa'yo? I can frame it or reframe it. Sasabihin kong, you are losing 40% of sales because you have not jumped on the chance of getting my NLP and copywriting course. Ang sabi ng iba, okay, again, depende sa the one that I believe in for face-to-face. Okay, face-to-face only because may mga certain nuances na pwede kang tumapik, pwede kang may physiological or may body language involved. Ako ang belief ko, powerful yung loss aversion pag face-to-face. Kasi sasabihin mo sa kanya, no, alam mo sayang. 'Di ba may ganung may facial expression kung sayang. Even the tonality, you can say it that way na, oh, you will lose ganito, this how much. Alam mo, imagine mo yung pera na yan, pwede mo nang whatever, gamitin sa ganito. Pero when you write, the positive bias is, to me, mas klaro. Okay, mas klaro kasi gusto ng mga tao na makakuha na, yun yung positive, yun yung makukuha nila. So in terms of framing, mas okay pagdating sa writing, pero pagdating sa face-to-face selling, kasi gusto rin din yung malaman kung paano magbenta, because of certain nuances, I would go for loss aversion. Tonality, body language, etc., which is also part of NLP. So that's another one, another example of framing. Another example of framing, so if we have creatives here, if we have people in events, this can also apply. When you frame a certain, it's parang you are attaching or ang tawag namin sa broadcast dito is hammock. Hinahammock, parang binibitbit siya ng dalawang bagay na mas steady sa kanya or ina-associate mo siya. So framing by association. So in the 1970s, merong event I forgot the name of basta isa siyang sikat na kotse, na brand ng kotse. So sabi niya, ng mga marketing niya, wala na anong magagawin pa natin kasi ang mahal-mahal ng kotse. 'Di ba? Parang sino pa bang bibili nito? Top of the line, whatever. So you know what they did? So framing by association. Yung event nila, nilagay nila sa isang airport hangar. So ang katabi ng kotse, mga planes. Cessna planes, private planes. So kung ikumpara mo nga naman yung kotse doon sa private plane, mas mahal yung private plane. So meaning, parang bababa parang yung mataas yung value ng kotse kasi nang-associate na siya, it's one level higher. Itinaas na niya kasi wala na siyang kotse kapareho eh. So itinaas na niya sa aeroplano. Pero at the same time, in terms of value, hindi pa rin kasing mahal ng private plane. Okay? So how do you use this for copywriting? Pwede mo siyang i-associate sa mga bagay na mas mataas sa'yo. Okay? Parang you can say, i-compare mo yung produkto mo to something na mas anong tawag nito, high-end o mas level up. Para yung produkto mo na-associate dun sa mas maganda, mas malaki, mas magandang brand. Okay, pero ito yung kailangan meron ka pa ding unique selling, dapat your unique selling proposition is strong enough to withstand na hindi bibilin yung isa. Parang itong kotse na to, hindi niya bibilin yung plane, yung kotse pa rin ang bibili niya. Right? Okay. Ano yung sample po ba siya sa brand XYZ? Pwede. Pero yung brand XYZ kasi it's the same product. Ito hindi eh. It's up level. It's a level higher. Kunwari, nagbebenta ka ng white sugar, i-associate mo siya sa brown sugar. Or nagbebenta ka ng bigas, i-associate mo siya sa, anong tawag ng mga whatever. Merong masosyal na bigas. I forgot the Jacob steers yung brand, but I don't remember really the type. Okay? So yun. So it's framing. The second one is strategic interruption. So the strategic interruption or a pattern interrupt, marami na actually nagtuturo nito. Basically, what it really means is, di ba, may programa tayo. We have programs, we have patterns, we have habits. In the same way na I assume that most of you are business owners. So kung business owner ka, malamang you share your products, services on social media. And when you share your products and services on social media, yung mga tao, especially yung mga kamag-anak, kaibigan ninyo, medyo nababagot na yan sa inyo. Especially pag hindi sila yung market. Di ba, you alienate them kasi you use your personal account for selling. Right? So parang ikaw, para sa iyo, sige lang, benta ng benta, which is okay. But, nagkakaroon ng time na sobra nang nasa-saturate yung utak ng mga network mo, alam na nila kung ano yung sasabihin mo, alam na nila magbenta na naman yan, you alienate them and then isi-scene zone ka na lang. Yung iba will probably hide you. Kasi hindi mo sila market eh. So what do? Diba? You interrupt the pattern. You do something on your social media or whatever it is that they follow you on, the TikTok, so social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, that you have not done before or rarely mo ginagawa. So you interrupt the pattern. Para yung mga tao, uy, kakaiba to ah. Kasi attention is currency, diba? So you have to get their attention by doing something new. I have this one-on-one client recently. Very simple yung pinagawa ko sa kanya kasi never niya pang ginawa. So, nagpo-post siya, real estate post siya, benta, location, product, unit, ganyan. Tapos sabi ko, have you actually ever told your network that you're already in real estate? Sabi niya, actually hindi pa. So parang nagulat na lang yung mga tao na, nagbebenta ka pala, hindi alam ng mga tao, baka inisip na na-hack na yung account mo, di ba? So what I asked her to do, and this was very effective for her, nag-photoshoot siya, nag-brand photoshoot siya, and I actually made her write a full introduction of herself. So meron kaming framework na ginawa na hi, I'm ganito. I used to struggle with this. I'm sure may mga iba sa inyo nakakaalam ng framework. I used to struggle with this, but then this is what I did and now I'm with real estate. Tapos yung mga tao, wow, ang ganda mo, Nancy. Ang galing-galing, nandiyan ka na pala. Congratulations. By the way, i-message kita, meron akong collaboration that I can do with you. As in, continuously, she only has 500 friends, pero nakakuha siya ng mga 350 likes and about 200 comments. So parang na-maximize niya talaga yung social media niya with a strategic interruption. So that's one. A second strategy for strategic interruption is akala mo wrong spelling pero hindi. Yung mga ganon, di ba ginagawa yung mga copywriters na by this time, nilagay mo ang ibig mo sabihin by this time. Pero when you make it BUY by this time, isipin mga tao, may actually may embedded command siyang kasama. Tapos isa strategic interruption kasi mapapagugulat sila na, ano yun? Wrong spelling? But it's very strategically placed. Okay, so that's strategic interruption. Next is anchoring. I told this to another one-on-one client of mine kasi nagbebenta siya ng nurses bag. So, yung nurses bag niya, it's really like a tool bag. Nandyan lahat ng mga stethoscope, ball pen, whatever, kung ano man mga kailangan ng isang nurse. Okay? Tapos, inaral namin yung website niya. Sabi ko, okay, tingnan natin yung website mo, etc., etc. She has this description. Sabi niya dun sa description, this container, whatever, contains is a vessel for ganito. Tapos sabi ko sa kanya, wait lang, are the words container and vessel, do nurses use it? Sabi niya, hindi, words ko lang yan. Sabi ko, bakit mo ginagamit? Hindi naman pala ginagamit ng mga nurses. So, ang nangyayari is, hindi nila naiintindihan, ano ba yung produkto mo? Ano yung vessel? Ano yung container? Diba? When in fact, for them, it's called a fanny pack. Okay? Fanny pack. The words, yung mga words natin are anchors. Okay? Anchors yan eh. May certain words na may meaning na para sa atin. So, as a copywriter, you have to know ano yung mga words na yon para sa mga kliyente ninyo. For another example, so nurses, diba? Fanny pack. Bakit hindi mo gagamitin ng bakit mo tatawagin vessel at container? Fanny pack yun para sa kanila. If you are servicing, for example, medical representatives, that's another industry. The word toxic for them means stressful. Okay, iba yung meaning ng toxic sa kanila. Parang ano lang, it's stressful pero in a funny way. Parang ang toxic today, ganito, ganyan, mag-inuman tayo. Yun ang ibig sabihin, dun naka-anchor yung word na yon, yung mga feelings. Pero outside of that market, ang word na toxic is very bad. Parang toxic, anong klase kang tao, ganito, di ba? Parang masama kang tao, toxic ka. So, you have to know ano yung mga meaning ng mga words na yan sa kliyente ninyo. Okay? Hindi pwedeng pipili ka lang ng mga, saan galing yan? Hindi mo alam. So, choose words that already have anchors. Feelings anchored on the word. Okay? Kasi feelings yan eh. Yan ang pinag-uusapan natin pagdating sa copywriting. Now, in terms of another application, pagdating naman sa creatives na pareho lang din naman actually, creatives and copy kasi parang magkamag-anak siya. Pagka magagawa ka ng talking about discount, yung mga tao, lalo na kapag kasanay na sila sa produkto mo, yung mga loyal customers or at least those who see your products all the time, alam nila yung presyo mo. Naka-anchor na sila dun sa presyo mo. That's why, for e-commerce businesses, lalagyan mo ng slash. Kaya ang slash na price, kaya siya included sa Shopify. Di ba sa Shopify, meron doon nilalagay mo yung slash. May option ka ilalagay mo yung slash o ilalagay mo yung discount. The slash is effective because it's a visual representation of a new price. So makikita nila pa rin 1999 for example or 2999 for example. So may slash visual, tapos biglang naging 499 o maging 299, ay, alam nila agad ang mura. Kasi naka-anchor na yung isip nila doon sa dating presyo. Okay? Another one for anchoring. So this is a tip for, ano naman to, this isn't exactly copywriting, pero kind of the same kasi it's about knowing your target market. When you do webinars, okay, when you do webinars, you have to do research on who is going to attend. Ginagawa ko yan eh. Meron akong masterclass on Saturday. So ngayon pa lang, sinostop ko na or nire-research ko na yung mga umattend or a-attend sa Sabado. Ano yung age range nila? Anong klaseng tao sila? Saan sila galing? Ano yung background nila, etc. But mostly, age range. Okay? For me, it's just to be easy. Why? Because even before I start my webinar, I play music. Like you play music. But to me, ang ipi-play ko na music is the music that is anchored on my participants' generation. So ako, ang market ko are older. So ito yung mga Gen Xers to Boomers. So ang ipi-play ko dyan, mga dancing queen, mga ABBA songs, mga ganyan. Kasi bago pa man ako mag-open ng aking Zoom, bago pa man sila kausapin, naka-anchor na yung masasayang feelings nila of their childhood, alam mo yun, nung kanilang kabataan, teenage years, nung kanilang nagde-date siya ng asawa na niya ngayon, dun sa music na yon, which they now associate with me. So the happy feelings, the feelings of nostalgia, nabibit-bit ko siya. Because naka-anchor yung feelings na yon dun sa music na piniplay ko even before I start the webinar. So that's another strategy. Modalities. So VACOG, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, and gustatory. You basically paint them a picture. Ano yung itsura kung okay, I'll give you an example of modalities. I use this. In Tagalog, but sometimes when I write in Tagalog, I start with psst. Kailan ka huling nakabenta? Kasi that is auditory. It's written, but it sounds like parang it's written like naririnig mo siya. Psst, kailan ka huling nakabenta? Alam mo ba na ganito, ganyan? Ano bang nagiging problema? Hindi ka ba pinagkakatiwalaan? Nasistress ka ba? Na-overwhelm ka ba? Etc. Kung ano man yung mga feelings. Siyempre, the feelings would depend on your target avatar. But you can use that. Okay? You can use the auditory modality. Or you can even say, naamoy mo ba yun? Amoy kape, di ba? Alam mo yung waking up to a Saturday morning na parang ayaw mong gumalaw, ayaw mong umalis sa bed. Tapos, ang nakakapagpagising lang sa'yo yung amoy ng kape. So, kunwari, if you're selling coffee. That is olfactory and then gustatory. Kasi usually we use visual, di ba? We use visual to describe, but there are other ways. Another example for kinesthetic, feelings. Aray, ang sakit. Diba? Aray, ang sakit. So, ikaw, masakit. Aray, ang sakit. Tunusok ka ng whatever, kunwari gamot. Aray, ang sakit. Tinurukan ka ng ganito para maiwasan mo na magkasakit at dahil ayaw mong maturukan ng syringe, o guminom ka ng vitamins, o kumain ka ng tama, o mag-exercise ka, etc. para hindi ka maturukan ng syringe. Right? But the headline, the first words that I use is kinesthetic, feelings. Kasi hindi lang naman visual ang modality. Okay pa? Alright. Assumptive phrasing. Assumptive phrasing is claiming. that whatever it is that you're selling is already a done deal. Binili na nila. Para kang asumera, ganyan. Ina-assume mo. It really is based on, para kasing ano yun eh, para kasing claiming to the universe. I don't know if you believe it, pero when you claim it na it's a done deal, it normally usually happens because your brain goes towards that. Doon sa, our brain is a GPS system. Kapag sinabi mo na done deal na to, our brain will think done deal na yan. And you can use words to complement that. Ano yung mga words? Use the word when and not the word if. Because if you use the word if parang hindi ka sigurado. It also gives the client parang trust in you kasi sigurado ka eh. Diba? Sigurado ka na when you buy this, when you buy my service, when you book for my webinar, when you purchase my course, when you do this, when you do that, it's a done deal. It's done. You know, so that's one. You can also use the words finally and start. Finally, welcome to the family. Finally, you have decided to take care of your health. Finally, you have, taken on this bigger venture for yourself. And then the other one is start. So start now. Start tomorrow. Start living the best life. Start exercising. Start taking care of your health. So those are assumptive phrasing. Okay? Yun naman yung ginagamit. Kasi nga, our brain is a GPS system. Pag sinabing done deal na yan, tapos na yan, okay na, nakapirma ka na ng kontrata, bumili na yan, it's already a sale, that's what happens. Okay? So assumptive phrasing. And then there is storytelling. I'm sure you have had other guests in here that will tell you about storytelling. Storytelling kasi, there is a what we call the mirror neurons that are released in our brain when people tell stories. What does this mean? So scientifically, pag nagkwento si John sa inyo, kahit na magkaiba kayo ng pinanggalingan, kahit magkaiba kayo ng kwento, you will find, because of the mirror neurons, you will find a portion of his story that you associate yourself with, kahit malayo. Narin sinabi niya na, alam mo, nung bata ako, wala naman talaga akong kotse, nagko-commute ako, nag-jeep ako papunta ng school kasi malayo yung school namin from our bahay. Ganyan. Ma-associate mo doon sa isang part doon, na malayo ang school sa bahay. So kahit yun lang ma-associate mo sa sarili mo, you are already going to start building rapport. Diyan sa storytelling na yan. Even if it's just one. It's human nature eh. Now, we associate ourselves with the stories that we hear. Pero kunwari sabihin ko sa inyo, alam nyo ba nung bata ako, I was 12 years old, naglalaro ako ng shato. Alam nyo ba yung shato? Bakit hindi tayo makarelate? Kasi bata pa kayo, di ba? Tapos, natanggal yung big toe nail. Kasi naglaro ako ng shato, nadapa ako. So in your head right now, you're probably thinking, kailan ako huling naglaro ng shato? Na-disgrasya na ba ako nung bata ako? Marunong ba ako maglaro ng shato? Kailan ako muling umuwi ng probinsya? Kailan ako huling nadapa? So with that story, ang dami mo nang naisip kung ano yung kapareho natin. And very important because when you build rapport kasi is basically people like people who are like them. Okay? People like people who are like them. So kapag nakahanap ka ng isang bagay sa kwento na yan, nakapareho ng sayo, you will have no choice but to feel good about that other person. Meron kang instant rapport kahit hindi mo siya kilala. Kaya minsan, 'di ba, parang iniisip mo, bakit yung tao na to ang gaan ng loob ko sa kanya? Or even people I don't know, 80% of people who follow 80% of my clients, 85% of my clients I've never met before. Hindi ko sila kilala, hindi ko sila yung mga lalo na yung mga one-on-one clients ko, never met in person, not at all. Pero because of the stories that I share, para kaming friends, para kaming long-lost friends. If you follow me like on my personal account, you will know kasi that I love cats. Like I help the community. I help feed the community cats. Pag kinukwento ko yun about that, meron akong isang kliyente na bumili siya nag-sign up siya sa small group coaching ko because of that. because I love cats and she loves cats. So she supports me. Ganon yung ano niya, ganon yung connection. Walang kinalaman si digital marketing, walang kinalaman si NLP, walang kinalaman mga yan. Gusto lang niya akong supportahan. May negosyo siya, pareho kaming cat-loving people. Okay? Storytelling. To prove this, there's a study in 2017 na pinag-aralan ng isang grupo ng London University. Okay, London University, ang isang tribe, so they're called Agta tribe here in the Philippines. Dito ginawa yung research. Tinanong yung mga tao in the tribe. Tinanong sila, kung papipiliin kayo, sino yung susundin nyo? The storyteller or the hunter? More than 60% of the people followed or chose to follow the storyteller more than the hunter. Kahit magutom sila, susundin nila yung storyteller. Why? Because the storyteller can tell them where to find food. The storyteller can tell them where not to go because it's not safe. The storyteller can tell them about the moon and the skies and the stars. The storyteller can give them hope. Not the hunter. The hunter will just give them food. But when you're a storyteller, you can give them so much more emotions. So much more information. So, yan yung parang proof that storytelling really works. And it was done here in the Philippines pa. Okay? And then, finally, selling to the amygdala. So, selling to the amygdala, anybody knows the amygdala? Amygdala is like a pea-sized part of our brain in the limbic system. So, we have two major parts of our brain. The prefrontal cortex, which is in charge of logic and rational. So, nandito ang language, nandito ang math, nandito lahat ng reasoning sa prefrontal cortex. And then at the back of here is what we call the limbic system. The limbic system is in charge of our feelings. And inside the limbic system is the pea-sized part of the brain, which is the amygdala. The amygdala's sole responsibility is to keep us alive. So, instinct yan. Okay, instinct. Yan kaya kung makikita ninyo, ito yung tinatawag na fear marketing. Fear marketing. So, dahil tinatouch ng fear marketing ang amygdala. Sinasabi niya, huy, mamamatay ka na bukas. Ganon. Hoy, pag hindi mo to ginawa, ano mangyayari sa'yo? Iwanan ka ng asawa mo. Alam mo, pag hindi mo to ginawa, magkaka-high blood ka. Yun yung ginagawa nila sa amygdala. Because 96, and this is true, 96% of the time naman kasi, we buy based on emotions. So maraming emotions yan. Pero one of the most powerful is fear. Right? Pag sinabi mo na may mangyayaring masama, sa si amygdala ng, wait, hindi. Kailangan mabuhay ako. Even if it does not match with logic. Remember ninyo noong nagka-pandemic, ano yung unang naubos? Naalala nyo kung ano yung unang naubos sa supermarket? Tissue paper.
Okay, let me cut there. I think we just lost Valerie. I'll chat her. Okay ba yung iba dyan? Or am I the one na wala or si Valerie?
Si Valerie po, coach.
Okay. I'll just chat her. Okay, kamusta kayo? Meron bang mga bagong learnings? Kasi ako marami na akong notes. Cool. That's nice. I would love to see you guys here sa Zoom. Like if you can turn on your cameras, just like Lynn here. Okay, sige. While naghihintay kay Valerie, I'm not sure what happened. Hindi din na-deliver yung message sa Messenger. Baka may power interruption. But anyways, To connect lang doon sa last na point ni Valerie. If napansin niyo na ba, super brain science based talaga yung discussion. And kahit ako, like my principle in marketing will always be marketing is always backed up or connected with psychology. Okay? So, kaya it's very important for us. Kaya nga, ako nga, medyo may pagsisisi ako na hindi ko kinuha yung psychology na course in college. Because it's really, really helpful when it comes to marketing, you know, knowing how the brain works, knowing how we process our emotions. That's really, really helpful when it comes to marketing. Pero it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to take the course in college and go back to college. What I'm saying here is, there's no, ano dito, kumbaga, there's no shortcuts, there's no hacks. All of the marketing techniques that we do, all of the tactics that are currently working are science-based. Okay? Yung mga sinasabi na hacks and tricks and all that stuff, those are just like mga ano lang yan, kumbaga, use of phenomenal words, but basically everything is science-based. Okay, Valerie is here. And I was just going into the point na if you remembered Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I think that's very, very connected with what Valerie is saying. Here's Valerie again. Valerie, we're just talking and I'm just continuing your discussion about the selling to the amygdala. You're muted. You're muted. Okay, wait. No, ulitin.
Okay. Alright. Sorry. So, nagsasalita pa ako. Wala na pala ako kausap. Sabi ko, sila? Bakit nag-stop? Okay. So, I was talking about the amygdala because it doesn't necessarily have any logic. Walang logic eh. Kasi hindi naman sila magkamag-anak eh. It's a different part of the brain. Okay? Yung amygdala is here. By the way, this is also the reason why sometimes we can't write what we feel because our feelings are here and language is here. So ang hirap i-put into words kung ano yung parang di ba naiisip natin as parang tayo as writers, parang meron akong gustong sabihin, bakit hindi ko siya masulat, bakit hindi ko siya mailabas. It's natural because our feelings are here in a different side of the brain and language, all the motor skills as well is here in the prefrontal. Okay, yun yung dahilan. So, okay, so selling to the amygdala, tissue paper, kasi walang logic. Bakit naubos yung tissue paper nung pandemic, hindi naman natin makakain. Diba? Wala talagang rational nung panahon na yon. Because we were all fearful. Hindi na tayo nakapag-isip ng tama. This is very powerful kasi tinatap mo yung problems ng kliyente, ng avatar, di ba? To me, I use this sparingly because I know how powerful it can be. So, ayoko naman sila palaging natatakot. Dito yung mga scarcity, dito yung mga, alam mo yun, bukas wala na to. I rarely use it because if you use it all the time, nawawalan siya ng effect. Hindi ka na pinapaniwalaan, para kang the boy who cried wolf. Kasi you're always talking about the problem. And in this day and age, in the internet, ang dami-dami ng negative. Right? There's so many negative things in the internet right now, on social media, everywhere. So, because you know how powerful this is, minsan lang. But ako, I choose to give them hope. So I choose to go to the other side. Parang selling them that idea of dreams coming true. Selling them the idea of the opposite. So hindi ako masyadong fear-based. Pero napakaganda ng selling to the amygdala. It really is just to me, I use it sparingly. Okay? And speaking of good in the world, do you know the story about the musk deer? Does anyone know about the story of the musk deer? Okay, so si musk deer, this is an Indian story. So if you're into yoga, you would probably have already heard about this story. Itong si Musk Deer, meron siyang all its life, meron siyang divine scent na naaamoy. It's like it's intoxicating. Hindi niya mahanap kung nasaan. Para siyang, alam mo, para kang nababaliw. Parang it's the same feeling siguro as meron kang song na inisip, hindi mo maisip kung ano yung title. Yung ganon, yung it's just all over. Hinahanap niya yung scent na yan. Hinahanap niya yung divine, intoxicating scent na yan. Na nabaliw na siya, na ginawa, buong buhay niya, yung this Musk Deer goes everywhere just to find that scent. Until finally, nang hina na siya, nag-collapse siya sa forest floor, and when he collapsed on the forest floor, yung kanyang, isa sa mga ngipin niya, parang nabutas o natamaan niya yung sarili niya, somewhere in the stomach, nung bumagsak siya. And then, that scent, like, emanated. Because actually, that scent pala was coming from her, from the deer itself. That scent itself, na kinaadikan niya, na sobrang love niya na scent, na sobrang hinanap niya na scent, na sobrang spinen niya yung buhay niya looking for. It was actually just in her. Nasa kanya lang. So, why do I share this? Why do I share this story? Because copywriters, sometimes, we have this imposter syndrome. We feel like, hindi ko kaya yan. Kailangan gawin ko to, kailangan i-follow ko to, kailangan gawin ko tong course na to, kailangan gawin. Ang dami namin nating hinahanap, dami namin nating gustong gawin. Hinisabi natin, okay, makakapagsulat ako kapag siguro nabasa ko na to. Makakapagsulat ako pag nabili ko tong course na to. Makakapagsulat ako ng maayos kapag finalo ko to. Sa totoo, it really just starts with you. Nasa iyo na lahat ng resources. And in NLP, ready within you. You have to be aware lang of what it is and how you can use it. Pero nasa iyo na yan. Hindi mo na kailangan maghanap pa ng iba, pumunta pa sa kung saan, para sabihin sa sarili mo na marunong o magaling ka ng magsulat. Kasi nasa iyo na yan. You don't have to look elsewhere. Alright? So that is the end of our presentation for today.
Yes, naman. I love what you said at the end. We really have the potential na, no? Sometimes we just doubt ourselves. Wow, that was a very fruitful discussion. Kanina lang, Valerie, when you were cut. Kanina when you were cut, I was discussing with them. I was talking to them na what Valerie is essentially sharing to us are science-based or science-based techniques that we can use in marketing, and that yung mga wala talagang hacks, walang tricks, all of it are really do really have like scientific explanations. Why do they happen, and why are we attracted to this thing? Bakit tayo nabubudol with certain offers online, right? So I really love this kind of discussion. And yeah, let's open the floor for questions. You can share your questions sa chat box, or you can raise your hand and I can unmute you. So for those na nandito sa Zoom, and also for those that are watching yung 1 million viewers natin sa TikTok and also on YouTube, you can also share your questions. Meron nag-comment dito sa YouTube, si Biman TV, sabi niya, just in time for our marketing caravan planning. Thank you daw.
Yay!
Hey, for those, sige, unahin natin yung mga nasa Zoom. You can raise your hand if you have questions. Maybe I'll just start, okay, para ma-warm up natin. Kasi ang dami kong notes, Valerie, for Same like, hinahanap ko din yung notes during the Likha Summit, yung mga I know I have the same notes, but like, this is like a refresher for me. My question is this, because I encountered several, I encountered several business owners who do this, and actually I had some clients in the past and even up until now na medyo makulit talaga, and they're really doing this tactic, no. Some business owners or some brands would choose to always have sales. It's like forever sales. Like, di ba na-mention mo kanina yung ini-scratch yung before and then merong now. What do you think about that? Of course, as you've mentioned, there can be a positive result for the brand for that, because it's, what's that? I think that was anchoring, right? It was price anchoring that we were talking about. But what happens if it's always sale for that brand? Like, I will not mention a brand, but there's a Tumblr brand that were like trending on Twitter. I think that was last year, na parating sale na lang daw, parating sale. So what do you think are the repercussions on the side of the brand?
Well, the product loses its value kasi lagi siyang nakasale. And hindi na siya like also related to pattern interrupt. It's a pattern. Pattern na siya. Ano bang i-expect ng mga tao kung lagi ka nakasale? Ano pang itataas mo sa sale? Libre na yung produkto mo. Siguro pag naglibre ka ng produkto o $1 na lang yan, that's a pattern interrupt. But it's the same kasi nasanay na yung mga tao, so wala na siyang value para sa kanila. It's just another thing that they see on, alam mo yun, ano na sila, parang nasaturate na wala na silang feelings, apathetic na sila dun sa sale. Kasi palagi-lagi repetition. It has become a pattern. So, number one, para ma-revive yun, kailangan niya ng defibrillator. Boom, ganon. Kasi it's a dying brand. Why else do you do that, di ba? So, ang suggestion ko para sa ganyan is tapusin ang lahat ng sale. Tapos, it's either a rebrand or actually, hindi na kailangan mag-rebrand. Bagong product line, it can actually be the same product. We will not know. Pero iba lang yung itsura. I-reframe lang nila kung ano yung gagawin. Yes, immune. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Jamie. Immune na sila. Wala ng excitement. So, kailangan babago yung itsura. Visual. If it's a Tumblr brand, and I'm assuming they're selling on Instagram, it means virtual brand yan. To interrupt the pattern, they may want to do a different modality. Example, baka gusto nilang mag-videos. Mag-hire sila ng mga TikTok influencer. So it's just an interrupt. Interrupt lang yung usual nilang pattern. Or magpa-fun run sila. Ganyan. Fun run sila. Tapos Tumblr naman, di ba? So ginagamit naman ng mga tao yun for the race or whatever. So it's different. Hindi na nila, kalimutan na yung sale. Huwag muna sila kasi ano kinikita nila? Paniniwalaan mo ba yung isang negosyo na walang kinikita?
Yeah. So, you recommend na there should be an interruption from time to time, like let's say sale na naman and then regular na naman and then sale na naman, parang ganun.
There has to be logic to the sale also. Bakit ka magsisale?
Yes. And it should be relevant.
Okay,
cool. Okay, I think I have a lot of questions on my list probably, pero I don't want to take this all by myself. So guys, for those who are watching, take this opportunity, ask Valerie. For those who are also watching online on YouTube or on TikTok, come on, just comment your questions.
Yes. Or if you don't have questions, tell me in the chat, what is your biggest takeaway? Ano yung favorite mo? If you were going to use a technique, a strategy, an NLP technique, which one do you think is most relevant to your business? Yon, ilagay natin sa chat. Ano yung para sa'yo na parang, uy, okay to pwede ko tong gamitin sa negosyo ko? Are most of you copywriters or freelancers? Social media managers? What's the,
Mostly ng members ng Society are service providers, like freelancers. So like roughly mga 60% of them.
Okay.
Yung iba naman brand owners. So we also have here some brand owners talaga.
So magagamit din talaga, especially for, for clients.
Mhm.
Yun na lang, best takeaway. If there's one thing that you will use, ano yun?
Sige, just comment it. Meron dito sa my TikTok, sabi, scented candles can be associated with feelings.
Yes.
Yun. Anong tawag doon, Valerie? Merong mga terms kanina, derogatory or something. What was that?
Modalities. So
Yeah,
modalities, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, and gustatory. So olfactory si scented candle. So si scented candle, because sabi nga niya, it can be associated with the feeling, ang dami mong pwedeng i-imagine. Pwede siyang for a passionate night, example, or for a relaxing evening, or for a first date. Ano yung feeling ng first date? Ano yung feeling ng a relaxing Friday na wala ka nang iisipin kasi na-present mo na lahat ng pwede mong i-present. So you will have a free weekend. Ano yan? Yun yung mga feelings that you can associate with scented candle. Pwede rin naman, kunwari, yoga. So, kung nag-yoga ka, kasi I use a candle sa yoga, parang it gives you peace, di ba? Yes, you trigger the senses. Madaming pwedeng paglaruan. Tapos, as SMM, storytelling is the best content for us. All right, so there's this big argument. Well, not really, but, an argument nonetheless between short text or long text. Kasi storytelling usually long text, di ba? Pag mahabang-mahaba. But you actually don't need to do long text to tell a story. Not necessarily. I've done mga several in the past na kahit mga 1 to 2 paragraphs, pwede mo nang ipasok. So, hindi siya necessarily na pag storytelling, kailangan mahaba. Hindi siya one equals the other. Okay? Modalities, yes, not super related, but it reminded me of short blurbs sa books like spine-chilling mystery novel. Yes! Yun, di ba? Spine-chilling. Spine-chilling is, kinesthetic. Feelings.
Cool. We have also here someone from sa TikTok, sabi ni Angeline, strategic interruption tsaka selling to the amygdala daw. And then Katrina said, framing for real estate. Yun yung takeaway niya.
Marami na rin akong naturuan ng real estate. A lot of my clients are real estate sellers. Framing is very effective. Another example for you, Katrina, is when you frame, example, magpa-price increase. Kasi price increase, natatakot yung mga tao na, hi, magmamahal na. Right? Kasi matatakot ka magmamahal na. But when you reframe it, you can actually tell your client, alam mo, bumili ka na ngayon kasi pag nag-price increase, ibig sabihin kumita ka na. Kasi nag-price increase na eh. Ibig sabihin, may interest na yung sayo. Kumita ka na. Kasi by the time na bumili yung isang tao, the following day, it's a different price. So that's another type of reframing. You have to think out of the box. Kasi titingnan mo talaga siya, anong positive side nito? Anong kinalaman nito sa, alam mo yun, anong pwede kong angulo na kunin?
Yeah. Valerie, everything that you've been talking about, no, it parang one of my takeaways here is yun nga na-mention mo din kanina that we really need to learn the language of our audience. And one of the common questions of some, especially in sa ad society, is how to target ba the right audience. Well, I know they mean na what interest to target in the ads manager kasi minsan technical yung tinuturo ko. But what are your recommendations on how to do audience research? Like how to know more about the audience?
There's many ways. Madami ako personally, Facebook group. Like, pag kunwari may Facebook group ka or may Facebook yung group yung kliyente mo, write down the words that they use. Tapos yun yung i-reuse mo. In NLP, we also call it the echo technique or mirroring. That's another NLP, technique, mirroring. So you mirror their words. Kasi yun yung importante sa kanila eh. That's what they associate themselves with. So pag ginamit mo, it's like you're talking to them. Remember, the most important words are the words that just came out of your client's mouths. Those are the most important words para sa kanila. Kasi sa kanila galing yun eh. So that's how you do research. Like the same as Fanny Pack. Sabi ko, Fanny Pack, research, dugan natin si Fanny Pack. Nilagay namin sa Answer the Public. Tinan natin, nurse's tool bag. True enough. Fanny Pack ang tawag. Sabi ko, bakit iba yung ginagamit mo?
Yeah, exactly. I love that. Okay. Actually, ginagamit ko din yan during like discovery calls. So like parang, I think it's what you just said is parang kung ano yung pino-point out na problem ng potential client or ng potential customer mo, reiterate it because it signals that you understand them.
Yes.
Right? And it signals that, hey, this person, I can trust this. I can trust this brand because
Yes.
they know my problem. They know how to solve it, right? So in that way, you can build credibility then, right?
It's called, in the NLP, it's called the echo technique. So I have, the NLP is such a big world. And at the same time, I'm also, kasi I also studied cognitive behavioral techniques. So for my own coaching, tapos I'm also a strengths advocate. So Clifton and Gallup strengths. So when I do my coaching, I put together all of these. Kaya nga yun, so sa Sabado, I have a master class. So what you heard today are basically techniques that are used for copywriting. Pero on Saturday, I also will explain how the techniques, first of all, I will add more techniques, and then how the techniques are used in, say, for example, content marketing, video marketing, even Facebook ads. Maniwala kayo sa hindi. Merong ways on how to use these techniques in detailed targeting. So meron din on Facebook ads, meron din on website, how you use copy for website using NLP's techniques. What else? And webinars and presentations. So madami iba't iba pang mga strategies and techniques na pwedeng gamitin. Oh, Angel, thank you so much. Not a question, but I just wanted to say thank you, especially for sharing the story of the deer. It's true, hindi ako parang it's not just lip service because I really truly believe it. Nasa inyo na talaga yan. Hindi nyo kailangan hanapin sa iba.
Yes, exactly. We already have enough resources in the internet, guys. but Valerie will be having her event. When will that be? We'll take notes.
So it's March for the Ultimate Sales Tool. So it's called the Ultimate Sales Tool Masterclass. It is a masterclass combining digital marketing and neuro-linguistic programming techniques that are meant for sellers. So the operative word, because my avatar are new online sellers and business owners. So if you are within the first 5 years of your business and you're still, don't know what to do with social media, you still don't know what Facebook ads are. Actually, mahirap intindihan na talaga yung Facebook ad lalo na pagbago ka. I will touch on the different techniques, and kasi ito, I have been teaching and training for siguro mga 2.5 years, but usually it is exclusive. Mga sales teams. Tapos, ang dami nang nagpa-follow sa akin ngayon. By the way, follow me. My page is Valerie Fischer. Na-realize ko, hindi pa pala sila nakaka-training under me. I just keep on sharing testimonials. Tapos, ang dami na pala na hindi pa nakaka-training. So, that's why I opened this for individuals. Yung mga self-starters and action takers. So, if you're a self-starter na hindi ko kailangan ng sales manager, hindi ko kailangan ng business owner, kahit ako, kaya kong gawin yan on my own, this is for you. I will share, paano ko pala i-share?
So do you have a slide for it, or like maybe you can share the link in the comment section?
I-share ko sa link. Ito. I will share in the chat pala the master class. Ayan. So ito, I will share then what it looks like. So it's now in the chat box. It's this. Okay. So the ultimate sales tool, digital marketing with neuro-linguistic programming techniques. A masterclass for sellers and online business owners who want to win the sales game. Anong kinalaman ng sales at saka marketing? Marketing is sales at scale. Yun. Kaya sabi, what is a digital marketer doing with sales? Kasi pag sales, usually one-on-one. Pag marketing, hindi mo na kailangan isa-isa, madamihan.
Yeah. And so that's also noted. I'm gonna check my schedule. I want to go there. Guys, for those who are watching this live, definitely the masterclass would be, if you found this webinar so value packed, I'm sure the masterclass is more valuable. And you noticed how Valerie, what's the approach of Valerie in teaching, right? So I love it personally. I'll try to join here, Valerie. I'll find time. I've also sent, for those who are watching on YouTube and also on TikTok, I sent the link in the, yeah, there you go. I sent the link. You can also follow Valerie. Maybe you can share again your what's your username on TikTok? Maybe you can share that.
It's Valerie P. Fischer on TikTok. So I'm also there. O, diba? Kung saan-saan mo na rin ako makikita. But it's the same. I mean, hindi ko iba din yung strategy ko pagdating sa TikTok. It's really more of personal sharing.
Yeah.
Tapos this is me on, so ayan, sorry. Kita ang aking personal page. This is me on my, yan. So yan ang aking Facebook page. Please follow me there.
Cool. Okay. So for those, if you don't have questions anymore,
Sorry, the title of your book being sold in Amazon, yes. It's called Becoming the Big Me. So I'm one of the authors. So it's a compilation of different stories of becoming the big me. So iba-ibang kwento ng from this one, alam mo yon, parang from adversity to triumph, ganyan. Yun yung mga stories na yan. So I'm one of them.
cool. Okay, sabi sa TikTok, meron ng mga magre-register daw.
Yay,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah.
Much.
Yeah. So, kung wala ng questions, I think that's it. Do you have anything else to say, Valerie? I hope we can invite you again here, medyo.
Yes. Oo, madami pang mga strategies na pwedeng matutunan. So again, thank you so much everybody sa pagstay. At saka alam mo, napansin ko, isa lang yung naglaglag sa atin mula nung nagsimula tayo. Ibig sabihin, gutom na kayo lahat. Kaya kasi nandito kayo, everybody all together now, lahat ng mga nagsimula nandito pa din, hindi nalaglag. Kaya maraming salamat.
Yes. And everyone, let's turn on our cameras kasi mag-picture lang tayo para din makita tayo sa TikTok. Ayan, makikita yung face natin sa TikTok. Lahat ng mga yung cameras. Yan. So lahat ng mga nanonood sa 1 million viewers namin ng TikTok and YouTube, yan yung mga tao sa likod ng Zoom. Yan. Those are our associates. Say hi kayo, say hi. Nakikita kayo sa TV. That's cool. Tingnan nyo na lang yung replay sa YouTube. Okay. Sige, smile everyone. Yung iba hindi pa naka-turn na ng camera.
Oo nga, ayan, mag-camera tayo.
Yeah. All good. All good. Okay. Smile everyone. There you go. Thank you again. Thank you so much, Valerie. Thank you so much, everyone here. You can watch the replay on YouTube and, of course, follow Valerie in all of her social media accounts. Definitely worth a follow. Thank you so much, Valerie.
Bye!
Thank you, everyone. Tayo na lang, Lynn. Thanks, Lynn. Bye-bye.